it's Wednesday. Yesterday I was in the Health Select Committee asking questions of the NHS and the Chief Scientific Officer, and that's prompted loads of people getting in contact with the office with particular questions. So with myself and my researcher, we're going to try and answer a few of the questions that people have. At the end of this video, I've put together the telephone numbers that are key as well that you may find useful.
First question, can I take ibuprofen?
So this question arose after some data out of France came out that suggested that if you are infected, ibuprofen could make things worse. The Chief Medical Officer and the Professor from the NHS have written out a letter today basically saying the evidence is unclear, so therefore you should choose paracetamol and not take ibuprofen if you are infected or think you are infected. However, the advice still stands. If you were prescribed ibuprofen beforehand for things like arthritis, you should carry on taking it.
We are receiving a number of queries about possible school closures. We know the situation at the moment. If schools will close, why are there proposals for these schools to be closed for so long?
So this is a really good question, and yesterday I answered the question about whether schools were going to stay open or closed, and at the moment it's important to keep them open so that we've got capacity in the workforce. When it comes to why they were closed for so long, that's all to do with flattening the curve. We're trying to reduce the amount of spread. If we reduce the amount of spread, we have less infected people. If we have less infected people, we have less pressure on the NHS.
We're receiving a number of calls and emails from people, particularly over 70, who are active, they're exercising a lot, but now feel shut in their house for the next 4 months. Can these people leave their house to go and exercise?
So this is a really good question, and the advice is if you are 70 or over and you're vulnerable, you should stay indoors for 3 months. However, you are allowed to leave the house if you are not infected or showing signs of it to exercise. So you can go for a walk, you can stretch your legs, but don't go to crowded places. Don't go out in a group and return straight home afterwards. So it's all about protecting yourself as an individual.
Finally, I know you're getting in touch with our local councils. Can you give us an update on how the councils in Hinckley and Bosworth are organising at the moment for the COVID-19 outbreak?
So I've been in contact with Stuart Bray and the CEO, Bill Cullen, in our patch to work out what's going on. And they're coordinating and working day and night to try and get a response together. What we're asking for is that people who can volunteer to help come forward. Now they can email me to say that they are able to help, but also people who are vulnerable and self-isolating. If they come forward, we're going to try and marry the two together, and the council are putting together a package that will enable us to do this, to help volunteers find those who need the support.